Hey, welcome to Scott Ferrell Show. Thank you so much for being part of my day. I hope you're sitting there going, wow, I'm so glad he's part of my day. I know you are, because you get an opportunity to spend time with me. And it cheers you up. I know it. Now, you tuned into a great show today because I got a phenomenal guest and a friend of mine. It's always great when you get to interview your friends. For one, you know the inside story and all the inside jokes. But you know what's so cool about their life and what people need to know about their lives? Because if you know all the cool stories, you can help someone else invent theirs. And that's what my buddy Thomas Baylor does. He helps people find the song in their heart, find their song, take it, and then place it in their life and help them make their lives better. Now, addition to all that, Tommy's got more accomplishments than anybody. I mean, I've got 10 pages here of all the cool things that he's done. We're only going to have time to go over a few of those today, but you want to stick around. Let me go ahead and give you his website, thomasbaylor.com. The words Michael Jackson, Billy Joel, Cher, and Diana Ross are going to be very important coming up in the next few segments. So Thomas Baylor is going to be my guest today. I'm going to have him on for almost an hour because I want to hear all the stories, all the events, and I want to hear what Tommy's been up to. But before we get to that, it's just you and I for a little while longer. If you want to be part of the show today, it's questions at scottferrell.com. If you've got a question that you want me to answer on the air, one rule, it's got to concern more than one person. That means it just can't be personal. It's got to benefit the whole, the greater, the good, and I'll answer it, I promise. Or you can send us a text, 706-889-9700. Now, to kick off today, I want to talk about something I was watching last night. What's a celebrity? What is a celebrity anymore? I was flipping channels. Yes, I'm a dude. We tend to do that. I'm flipping channels. So I'm going from MTV to A&E to E to anything with an E or an IEO. And so I've gone through all these stations, and I don't know who any of these people are. And I keep saying celebrity, 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 celebrity. I'm like, wow. Am I that out of touch? Am I just that old? Do I just not watch enough TV? Do I only watch the History Channel? That's why I don't know who anybody is. What's up with this? And I turned to my wife and I'm like, has time passed us by, or has the definition of celebrity changed? I mean, in some circles, I'm a celebrity. Yes, when I go to the airport, I do still sign autographs. People want to get to know me because of what I've been able to accomplish. I never considered myself a celebrity. I considered myself some dude from a small town who happened to do something right to help a lot of people. That's basically how I look at it. And I think Thomas Baylor coming up feels the same way. Just took his talent, took it to the next level. But I want to go over to the people that do think they're celebrities right now because it was almost comical. Because in my day, to be a celebrity, it had to be fame. Now, the fame had to be achieved through sports. One of my heroes in baseball was Lou Brock, St. Louis Cardinals. I got to sit behind Lou Brock in 1972. One of the highlights of my life. Larry Zonka, 72 Dolphins, something about 1972 that was magical. But it was music. The Stones, Zeppelin, Boston, the Eagles. And then you went over to movies, Hollywood. Everything was glitz. Everything was glamour. You had people that were just the epitome of cool. It was what you wanted to be. You had your whole wall in your room with these people's posters on the wall. There's a reason, because they were celebrities. They were famous. They were our heroes. I've had a chance to interview some of my heroes. And instead of being my age, I end up being that 7, 8, 9-year-old little boy when I'm talking to them. It's funny because you get the butterflies in your stomach. I remember one time I got to interview Lee Labrada, one of the most famous bodybuilders in history, one of the nicest guys in the world. And I felt that whatever it was. It was really cool. When you get to interview your heroes, it really is a great feeling. But what is it to be a celebrity? Now I'm looking at reality TV. Now, I've been on reality TV. It's got its place, but I always do the factual reality TV, not the made-up drama. I got enough drama in what I do to where you don't have to make it up. But I was looking at some of the shows that I had flipped through last night. All right, Famous and Single. I tell you what, I know why they're single after watching the show. 5 minutes with most of these people, you never want to talk to them again. But I didn't know who they were. I'm like, I thought the show was Famous and Single, not Obscure and Single. Then I went to Botch. Now, two of the best plastic surgeons I think I've ever seen. Now, they have an impeccable reputation, and I'm sure they're as good as they appear to be. But it's the people on the show. And last night I'm flipping through and I'm like, who's this little girl? And she goes, yeah, I'm a reality TV show. I've got quite the fan base. I'm really big on social media. And I'm still going, I got nothing. And then she goes, she drops it on me. She drops the knowledge on me. I am famous for being on 16 and Pregnant. And then for another show, Teenage Moms. There's a noggin scratcher. You're famous because you got pregnant. Let me get this straight again. You're doing an activity that most people enjoy and partake in, and you happen to get pregnant, so you got famous because I'm missing the whole point here. I guess I am, because apparently she's got quite the following. And then I kept going through the show. So I got a 16-year-old who got pregnant, and became famous for being pregnant, and now I went to wife swap celebrity version. Now they always take one extreme and place it with the other extreme. The best one I've ever seen was Dee Snider. Great family, great wife. It was a very entertaining show. You really got to see how great Dee Snider's family was and how nice of a guy he is. But the whole premise of this is nuts because in addition to me knowing Dee Snider, because I'm a big Twisted Sister fan, imagine, I didn't know who the other people were. And as I flipped through, and now I like to go and flip through and watch, and I still don't know who any of the people are, but they're celebrities. All right, then I look at politicians. What in the world? Elected officials are not celebrities, guys. They are elected officials. We decide, we the people, we decide how long they're in and what they do. Now, somehow, some way, we flipped this and made them superstars. They're elected officials. Remember, you go and you vote on them. So let's leave them there, all right? My favorite all-time show that I probably dislike in the reality TV I'm a celebrity genre is John and Kate Plus 8. Wow. Did it for the money. Apparently, she's still doing it for the money. I don't know this girl, so I'm only talking about what I see from the peripheral. I'm not talking about her as a person because I don't know her. But the show, seriously? You're watching a show about people that have 8 kids. That's it. I'm still not getting the whole genre. But my other least favorite show was Jersey Shore. Now, on this other show, there apparently is a guy, famously single and famous, that's from the Jersey Shore. I never watched the Jersey Shore, but for this, I had to go back and watch some clips. So, I gather from the Jersey Shore, you have to be really good at sex, profanity, and drinking. If you got sex, profanity, and drinking, and basically have no morals, you're pretty good on the show. So let me ask you, and if you're my age, I know you've got a whole different definition. But what really makes a celebrity? What's it take to get the celebrity status? Is it fame? Is it fortune? Is it just being on YouTube? Is it one video? Look at Chewbacca Mom. You throw on a Chewbacca mask that laughs for you, and now you're a celebrity. I think we've got to go back and go, wow, what does it really mean to be a celebrity? Because when we get celebrity status, we want to be like that person. Kardashians are probably the most famous family that are famous for doing nothing other than Paris Hilton. What is it they really contribute to society? Nothing. And when I say contribute, I mean, do they have a skill set that is transferable for a company or people that enhances their lives? No, they don't. They owned a shop in LA and happened to get, I guess Kim, the start was Kim doing all of her video stuff. But I still don't get it. I'm not going to get it. But in the political realm right now, I'm so glad Kim's a celebrity. Why? Because I got so tired of politics. I was glad to see Kim Kardashian on every magazine in the grocery store aisle where all the hot sheets are. So celebrity status. I want you to think about something. And it goes back to the young man that was dying in the car with his girlfriend taping him. Now, she wasn't offering assistance. She wasn't putting down the phone, and she wasn't calling 911, even though the police officers were here. She was taping it. I've asked my wife, honey, if I'm ever shot out in the street somewhere, do me a favor. Will you at least use the phone to put pressure on the wound so I don't bleed to death? You can keep filming it, but just at least use one hand. Here, give me some little pressure. Here, little pressure point there to cut the blood off so I don't bleed to death in the street. Everybody was outraged by this. Where's the people that go, wow, we're so stuck on a celebrity status or we're so stuck on a reality TV show status that we would allow our boyfriend to bleed to death just as long as we can film it. I don't know about you, but I think it's time to re-examine it. I don't know. All right, if you want to be part of the show, because I got mailbag coming up, it's questions@scottferrell.com, or you can text us, 706-889-9700. Now, if you've got a question for just me, yes, I do have a coaching business and consulting business, personal and business. I'm known as a rock star of personal behavior. It is scottferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com. Now, coming up, I got Thomas Baylor. But immediately after we get back to the break, I'm going to tell you how to get on your swag. I'm Scott Ferrell. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, show. Thank you so much for being part of my day. I hope you're equally as glad that I am part of yours. Hey, man, if the day got started off a little tough, maybe you hit some traffic, you didn't have the right coffee. I go by to see my girl Chrissy today. For one, she's not even there. Two, they didn't get their shipment of coffee. I'm like, for one, you're going to tell me my favorite person in the world in the morning's not here, and I don't get any coffee the way I wanted it. Okay, I guess I'll have to go do the show anyway. So maybe you haven't had the best start. So let's do this, because now I'm going to improve your day. I'm going to teach you how to get your swag on. Why am I doing this? I'm still in that reality TV show genre here. As I was flipping through all the stations, I keep hearing, he's got his swag on. And I was watching a thing on Ray Lewis, and he was talking about having his swag. And I'll agree, Ray's got one of the best tailors I think I've ever seen. And he was one of the best football players to ever suit up. But what's that really mean? Well, don't go to the Urban Dictionary for swag. You're not going to like the definitions. There's 3 or 4. Skip those. So I went to Webster. Hey, got to be able to trust Webster. No help. Then I had to ask people that were under the age of 30 what it meant to get your swag on. All right, so if you don't know, I'm getting ready to tell you. Apparently, by the Urban Dictionary, it's not very good. If you go to Webster's Dictionary, it doesn't do you a whole lot of, it's got something to do with fashion. But if you ask somebody under the age of 30, they can fill you in. Let me tell you, just go out. Hey, man, what's it mean to get your swag on? All right, here's what it means. You look good. You got to have the threads, man. You've got to have some kind of pimping style. Now, yeah, I'm a little unique. I've got my own style. I do not look like what I do for a living other than in front of a camera. You would never figure out that I go in and coach CEOs and businesses looking like this. But nobody ever forgets me, and you can pick me out of a crowd, so you know who I am. And I do marriage conferences. I do parenting conferences. I've got video series for parenting and marriage. Who better? A rock star. Come on now. You got your swag on. But you got to have the right material, the correct wrapping, so you look unique. I've got a buddy named Travis Giles, Mac Mahan's Tutorial Clothing. He's a custom tailor here in the Atlanta area. Travis can help you get your swag on. Travis is the only guy, I've got almost 50, 52 shoulders, that can get me in a sport coat. Yes, I do dress up. I don't always look like this. I always had sunglasses on. You got to have some swag. But he can fit a guy better than anything I've ever seen. Now, to have your swag on, everything's got to fit. Now, the Urban Dictionary would say it doesn't fit, and there's some sagging going on, etc. But the definition I got from Ray Lewis' show and from the kids was, it's got to look good. You got to be put together. Hey, it kind of sounds like what you want to do for work and dating. You want to be put together. You want to have this clothing look good on your body. And if it doesn't, you ain't got no swag. Now, what else goes with swag besides looks? You got to smell good. You got to have that swag on. People don't like stinky people. Okay, I was at Duke University for a basketball clinic one time, and Coach K was talking to the kids, and it was the funniest talk I've ever heard. He wanted everybody there to know who your best friend will be the entire week. It's not the guy in the bunk beside you. It's not your coaches. It's not your buddies that you meet. It's a bar of soap and water. Now, why would Coach K say that was so important? Because we got some stinkers up here in the camp. The little boys get wrapped up, they don't go to bed, they don't want to take showers, and then they become Messy Marvin and Stinky Marvin by the end of the week. And everybody wants them to bathe. So you got to smell good. Now, when I say smell good, I didn't say put on half the bottle of cologne. And dads, please don't raid your kids' cologne. Like my dad. My dad liked high karate. I mean, seriously, there was no way I was going to wear that to school. Everybody be like, what's up, man? You raiding your dad's cologne cabinet? That and Aqua Velva. And then my grandma would always throw on the Old Spice. All right, I was so uncool. See, swag wasn't even in my genre of world for my life. But you got to smell good. In addition, what are you listening to? All right, what are you listening to music-wise? When I think of swag, by the definition the kids gave me, I got 2 guys, Cary Grant and Frank Sinatra. And I think Frank would probably be on that cool meter as high as it could go. He and Dean Martin, for me as a kid. But Frank Sinatra was a man's man. He had the presence. He had it. He had swag. Hat always matched the suit. Suit was always perfectly tailored. Every single move he did, it looked scripted, even though that was the man. Gary Cooper. Not Gary Cooper, Cary Grant. Both. Gary Cooper was pretty smooth too. Cary Grant. Almost a caricature of his characters. Smooth. That's all you could say was he was smooth. But it's the music. In every single one of their movies, they could dance. And it always seemed that the music fit every single mood. Yes, I know there was a script writer and a music director. But from the accounts I know and the people that I know that know them, it stayed with them, even in their personal lives. So what are you listening to? What are you bumping to? You bumping Biggie? Or you doing a little Metallica? You doing a little 2 Live Crew? Or you got Frank on there? What is it that's giving you swag? Now next, I was a big reader of GQ magazine when I was a kid. I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I did get accepted to fashion school. I ended up picking drugs, women, and alcohol. So the fashion degree kind of went away. But number one thing they would always write about, if you wanted to be a man's man, you wanted to have it, you got to be well read. What are you reading? Now, mine was comic books at one time, but I did graduate from picture books. I went on to read just about everything I could. I have dyslexia, so reading's not the easiest thing for me. But what are you talking about? If you go to a dinner party, again, if you got swag, you're at a dinner party, or you're at the club, what are you talking about? If you want to be successful in business, and you want to be successful in life, and you want to be able to date the hippest, coolest people, you got to be able to talk about something. Now, I'm not talking about the people on reality TV. They can barely form one whole sentence. And it's almost not coherent when they do. But I'm talking about if you got swag, you got to be well read. Well, what are you watching? People go to a dinner party and they always come and go, man, what are you watching? Well, I live in the South now, and I live in the breadbasket of football. So what's every Saturday going to be in our area of the world? Football. Georgia football, because I live in the state of Georgia. There's another school across town, but nobody seems to know that Georgia Tech is still open, to hear my wife tell the story. And they'll always say, they've got 5, y'all have got 1, and then she gets mad and the conversation's over. But what are you watching? Is it intellectually stimulating, or is it Jersey Shore? If you go on a business appointment or a business meeting, you're at the club or you're somewhere for a gathering and you've got your swag on, and it'd be somewhere Frank Sinatra was, what are you talking about? Because if you're not interesting, you can't have swag, you can't have it, you can't have a presence. And if the only thing you can talk about is something from your little world, you're not very exciting. You're not going to be the person people go, oh man, you got to meet that guy, you got to meet that girl. Because that leads into, where's your knowledge base? Do you know a little something about lots of subjects? I used to love to play Trivial Pursuit. I still do. I'm merciless. I play everything to win, of course. Monopoly, I can get carried away with that one too. But Trivial Pursuit, why? Because it challenges your mind. And I had a friend, we could beat anybody because I would handle the science, the humanities, the fashion, and then the one area I couldn't do was literature. So I always had to have somebody on my team. Now my wife's the literature person now, and she's always proud of me when I can mumble out something that's remotely attached to literature. But when you go into a business meeting, or you go into an association meeting, or you go into a professional meeting, or you go on a date, they want to know what you know. What is going to keep me interested in a conversation with you? Also, to have you swag on in a business world, you got to know about who you're talking to. So who's going to be at the meeting? Have you done any research on who they are? Can you tell each person a little bit about what they do? Number one thing you'll learn in networking, people don't want to talk about you. They want to talk about themselves. If you can get someone talking about themselves, oh, it sounds just like dating. So the swag in dating and the swag in a professional life could probably be pretty close to being the same thing, right? All right, I want your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Questions at scottferrell.com, questions at scottferrell.com, or send me a text, 706-889-9700. Don't forget, you talk about a guy that's got his swag on. That's Thomas Baylor, thomasbaylor.com. Tommy's coming up. We're going to talk love. We're going to talk love of life. We're going to talk music. We're going to talk Super Bowl, Partridge Family, the Monkees, a little Billy Joel, some Cher, and Diana Ross before it's all over. Why? Because he either wrote or arranged something for all those individuals. But one of the coolest things I think he ever did was, USA for Africa. One of the coolest things he was associated with, and We Are the World. And then he got to do one of the cooler Super Bowls. But We Are the World probably topped it off of one of the coolest things he was associated with. And the great thing is, every time I bring in one of my friends who's a celebrity, we always talk about who helped make them popular. And it normally comes down to mom or dad. And Tommy's got the greatest story about his father. I was in tears. We were sitting in Vegas one night, and he was telling me about his dad, and I always wanted a dad like Tommy's. And I'm going to have Tommy tell that story to you because it's not something you want to miss. Now, if you got a question, because when we get back, I'm going to the mailbag. Yeah, if you got any questions about having swag, hey, let me know. We'll be glad to help you. I got guys that can help you. Travis Giles can hook you up. Other than that, I'm only going to handle behavioral stuff, family stuff, parenting stuff, and business stuff. Questions at scottferrell.com, 706-889-9700. Or if you got a question for just me, go by my site, scottferrell.com. Sit tight. We got an exciting show coming, and you don't want to miss the bell bag. I'm Scott Ferrell. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East L.J. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
You've been waiting on the mailbag. It's here. Now, if you want to be part of the mailbag, remember, the questions you ask me have to apply to more than one person. Other than that, I'm cool, man. Anything's up for it. And today, I can tell you, I've gotten questions that are all over the board. How do you do that? How do you be part of the game? All right, questions at scottferrell.com, or you can send us a text, 706-889-9700. Let me do that again. All right, I've reeled it in. Let me do this again. 706-889-9700. All right, first question. Eva, Fort Worth, Texas. All right, Eva's question is, my kids are 26 and 28 years old. How do I get them out of my house? Well, you can call the working man. You can exterminate them. That's normally how you get pests out of the house, or bugs, or something that's bugging your spiders. Okay, maybe that's a little drastic. Mousetrap. If you set them all around with dinner, they'll grab a hold of them. Nah, how about changing the locks? Don't tell them, and if they, in the event they do work, if they're living in your house, they're probably not. And then they can't get back in the house. And then you sell them their stuff back. Okay, I know somebody did that. All right, you want a serious answer. Eva, I got to ask a question. Why are they at home? Why are they at home anyway? Yes, we do have an epidemic in this country of letting our adult children come home. I've never understood it. I never had to do it. I got out of my house as fast as I could, and I got a job. Now, the next thing is, I can't get a job. Sure you can. There's plenty of places hiring right now. Now, they're not the wage you want. It may not be the job you want, but there are jobs out there. All right, so Eva, what you got to do is just tell them. Now, give them a deadline. So let's say today's September 1. It's not, but let's say that. By November 1 or October 1, whichever one you want to pick, you got to have a gainful employable job, and you got to have enough to get out. Now, on November 1st, I'm locking down and I'm locking your stuff out and you're leaving. So you got 2 months, 60 days to get out of my house. The reason they're back there is because you let them come back. I don't understand why parents let their kids come back. Here's why. They can't be adults as long as they're back home. They can't gain responsibility. They can't understand what it's like to go through life. They can't go through the tough times. We got an entire generation of millennials that haven't done anything tough. As someone said the other night, the war is here. We're basically in World War III. And the millennials are not the people I want fighting this. So they're going to have to step it up. My generation was Vietnam. I think we know how that worked out. And my dad's generation was World War II in Korea. We had a much tougher. So it's gotten weaker with each generation. So do yourself a favor, do those kids a favor. Let them find another place to live. Now give them adequate time to find it. I'm not a big believer in letting your kids just come home. And my philosophy is, and I told our youngest, on this date, after you turn 18, you will be moving from our home. We will be empty nesters. We're going to have a naked room, and we're going to have lots of fun. And you're not allowed. So, you know how kids go to college and don't want drive-bys? We ask everybody not to drive by our house because you don't know what's going on in our home. Basically, I wanted him to be a man. Now, it was on me because at the age of 14, I started preparing him for that day. Job, would he go to school? What part of the world would he want to be in? Where would he want to be? And it gave us 4 years to prepare him. What we're doing now, and I see my generation doing the worst, is they've never had a job, they've never had chores, they've never had any expectations, they've never done anything on their own. What do you expect? They're down in the basement playing video games. Oh, nothing's different now. They're 26 and 28. They're still down in the basement playing video games. All right, so Eva, I've given you a plan. If you got any questions, scottferrell.com is where you go. All right, Eva, thank you so much. Our next question, Rita, Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, home for us. All right, why does high school love stay with us and hurt so much, even though it's been so many years? Oh, I get this question quite often, and I've felt this question, and I felt this the other day when I was talking. I was talking about someone I loved in high school named Kim. Here's the cool thing. Would we really want the pain to go away? It's our first love. Let's say the first love is, sometimes it's elementary school, sometimes it's junior high, sometimes it's high school. And I know people that met in first grade and ended up getting married. It was our building time because our programming stages are 0 to 5 and 6, 6 to 11, 11 to 18. So we're maturing, we're progressing, we're being programmed for the rest of our life, we're developing, we're experiencing hormonal changes, every biological change known to man. And then this thing called love walks in. Love's a drug. You can't outdo it with anything. Trust me, I tried almost every drug out there. Nothing could compete with love. I still remember the girls I loved in high school. I fell in love, wasn't in elementary school, but the ones in high school. And the pain will stay with you, but sometimes it's also a reminder. Garth Brooks song, Thank God for Unanswered Prayers. Because in high school, we're going, oh my God, please, God, God, God. And even I didn't believe in a deity then. Please let this happen. And then you go back to your 30th reunion and go, whew, dodge that bullet. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But the great thing is high school love, and it endures, and we get a chance to feel that same pain again. Fogelberg's written about it. A lot of people have written about it. Because it's there, it's real, it's part of our development, it's part of our experiences in life. Painful or not, they are part of that. And it's funny how a song can generate that. You hear a song from high school, and you feel that pain again. And it's like being at the dance, or it's like being at homecoming, or prom, or walking down the hall, or walking by her locker or his locker, or being in the cafeteria, or walking in the class. And you remember that moment you saw them. Maybe it was at the mall. And you're no longer 30, 40, 50 years old. You're 14, 15, 16 years old again. And you're feeling the exact same feeling, the exact same pain. And then you relive that moment, and you're still listening to the song or whatever it was that activated this. And now you're feeling the exact same pain you felt then. The great thing is it lets you know you're alive. It also lets you know how lucky you are. God's blessed you throughout the years. And I always tell people, high school's not the best days, it's just the start. Your best days are when you get married, you've got kids, you've got grandkids, you're there, you've got family, you've gotten to start a company that helps millions of people. High school's just a start, but boy, does it stay with us forever. So high school love, I'm very thankful for. Yeah, I've got some really painful memories from high school. I'm very thankful for them now, and as a matter of fact, I always tell Tommy Baylor, she's out of my life. It's one of those activators for me. And it can be very difficult to listen to because it's when I fell in love and someone broke up with me. And since I was an ugly duckling in high school, I didn't get a lot of shot at ladies. So I was normally a pity thing, and normally after about a week they realized they were dating me, and it was over. Because like I said earlier, I didn't have no swag. So without swag, you don't get all the fringe benefits of being in school. Yes, I'm being facetious. But Rita, thank you so much. Yeah, high school love stays with us. It's really cool though. If you'll take it for what it is, I always look back and smile even though it was so painful. All right, next question. Cindy, Salisbury, North Carolina, one of my stomping grounds as a child. I'm 50 years old and my parents are still trying to control my life. What do I do? First of all, Cindy, welcome to the party of most people I know. I don't know what it is. My parents have passed away about 30 years ago. So I've been without family for quite a while. Yes, I understand this one. It's a matter of control. We could go into the long, detailed version, but I'll skip that. What do you do? Because you wanted an answer. Decide that your life's work can control yourself. Whatever power they have is financially, love, the push-pull, the passive-aggressive, whatever it is. Let it go. You got to figure out, you're 50 years old. What do you want? What do you want? Are you married? I don't know if you're married. I'll probably trust that you might be single. Chances are you probably had kids. What do you want? Purpose, plan, direction. Who did God make you to be? Yeah, you're 50, but it's never too late. What do you want? Colonel Sanders, 66, when he finally made it big, not when he started making chicken. People act like he just got up one day and started making chicken. That's not the case. 50, what do you want? Make the list. Write it down. This is what I want. This is who I want to be. This is who God made me to be. This is my skill set that God knows I have, and I can go out and bless the world. And then you sit down. I'm sitting at a table, a great example. And you go, Mom and Dad, I love you. I love you. But the control thing stops now. So if it's financial, you got to break it. If it's emotional, you got to break it. I like what Bruce Wilkinson tells new couples. Leave and cleave. Basically, leave that family there, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpa. Leave them over there. You cleave to the one you just married because now that's your family. And that's number one. So I'll just say this to you. You're number one now. And now if you're married, it's you and your spouse. But you've got to figure out who you are, why God created you. And I can always help. ScottFerrell.com is how you do that. Or you can go to info@scottferrell.com. I'd be glad to help. But that's the first step. Yeah, the first step is anytime you want to do something, whether it's your parents, a job, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, who am I? What do I want? And I got to write it down. The best thing I can suggest is throw some earbuds in, throw on some tunes, sit down and write out what your heart says that you want the rest of your life. All right, Cindy, thank you so much. All right, we're running out of time right now. Don't worry, I'm coming back to the mailbag. I'm inundated with questions, so I got to stay with this. Don't forget, Thomas Baylor's coming up. Not very long now. If you were a Jackson fan, Presley fan, Sinatra fan, Ross fan, or Cher fan, you want to stick around because the stories that go with Tommy's life are so unbelievable. But the biggest story he has to offer is the one his dad gave him to live out his dreams. If you want to be part of the show, questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700 is how you get us text. If you have anything for me, if you want me to help with something, scottferrell.com or info@scottferrell.com. I'm Scott Ferrell. Much show left, so stick around. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, show. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Now, remember, when you get in this business, the key component of this business is having somebody that's good on the other side of the camera. We got a probie. We're having to train him today. He had me coming in early. I'm doing the camera wrong. All right, but don't worry. I am confident that myself and BKP can whip this boy into shape with lots of initiation. And we're going to have fun doing it. And we'll keep you posted on what we do to this poor guy. But that's another time and another place. All right, Serious note, we're back in the mailbag. Don't worry, you can get your questions here to me, and I will answer them if they've got something to do with more than one person, and they can help the greater good. All right, questions at scottferrell.com, and our text is 706-889-9700. All right, let me get to the mailbag. Augusta, Georgia. Ian, thank you so much for your question. All right, my wife and I, well, you didn't bring your reading glasses, so you got to extend it out. My wife and I argue over the remote. Wowza. Best way to settle. You can sell your TV. That's probably not going to work. You could throw the remote at her. No, that would give her possession over the remote. You could cuff her arms to the chair so she can't move. Nah, that's not going to work. All right, this happens in almost every household I know of. Especially my wife and I. Now, my wife will only ask if it's something she really wants to watch. My wife doesn't really care. She likes to watch old movies and football. Okay, it's old movies and football. Yeah, I told you I married the dream girl. She loves sports. But I know she gets tired of me flipping channels. Because as soon as the commercial comes on, click, 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 click. How many channels are you going to watch at one time? Raise your hand if you've had that argument in your house. How many channels can you watch at one time? And then you'll spend another hour doing it, and then it gets louder. How many? Oh my gosh! How many channels are you going to try to watch? And then they get mad and leave. I can't be the only one that's had this happen. I know y'all looking around going, oh yeah, it's talking about me. Or you're looking over the next cubicle going, it's him. Or wives, you're sitting there going, yeah, I'll live with that dude. You got to make rules. I mean, there's only one. It's just like having siblings. Had my brother and I had a remote, we did, and I had to hold the antenna while my brother turned the channels. We would have smashed each other in the face. There would have been no equitable way to do this. So let me solve this. When I do marriage conferences, I always teach people pre-fight, pre-solve. It's just like a business plan. You got to have contingencies. What's your contingency for the remote? What are the rules? Rules solve lots of problems, and they stop lots of arguments. If you guys have shows that you watch on a regular basis, all right, there's one. Who gets to hold the remote? If you have to, make out a schedule. I know this sounds absolutely ludicrous, but it saves marriages because there's no more fighting. So what you try to do in a marriage is take the trivial out. Let's argue about the big things. And a lot of times you can cut those arguments down to one a month, one every 2 months, sometimes one every 6. Let's not argue over the trivial, the remote. Now, sometimes I think my wife just gives it to me to shut me up. That's great, but I'm very considerate of what she wants to. So set up a schedule, who gets the remote, who has the power, and when. And then go for it from there. Or you can do like most homes now, we don't have just one TV. We've got like 5. So you have 5 different rooms with 5 different TVs. The only problem is that cuts down on the relationship time with your spouse. Whichever way you want to handle it, it's your roommate. Normally you just do a schedule. Ian, thank you so much for throwing that in. Good luck, set up the schedule, and may you not argue anymore. All right, going to Atlanta, Stephen, oh, nice question. Scott, what in the world is your fascination with comic books? I wish I didn't get asked that as much, but I guess I do talk about it quite often. Like the one I've got on my shirt today, Punisher, and the ring I have on my hand, and I have my Green Lantern ring at home. Yeah, I do. Why? It was escape for me as a kid. I did not grow up in the best of homes, not a real loving home, and I needed a way to get away. Both my mom and dad were violent alcoholics. It was my escape. And in escaping, it helped me with my creativity. Now, it's gone on to help me considerably as an adult. But my fascination with comic books, you can be the character. It's just like acting. I was on stage. I was a vocal performer. It helped me grow as far as my dreams. One of the problems is we have as adults now, we're too cool to dream. We let someone take our dreams away when we were a kid. And Stan Lee, still one of my heroes, because he didn't let that die within himself. And he gave us characters that we could identify with. Mine was Batman. Dark, brooding, taking out his frustrations on the world. That and Green Lantern. Green Lantern is what? If you can answer that question, it's questions at scottferrell.com. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. But let me know your comic book story. Self-will, willpower. That's the power of the ring, the green energy. Yellow is fear. We let fear as a society control us. Look at the media. They manipulate us through fear. People manipulate us in relationships through fear, at work, whatever it is. You have to have the self-will to say, drawing the line, this is who I am, this is where I'm going to go. I always do a show every year on the power of comic books, and I break down every single character and what's interwoven in their story. Now, if you like comic books, you'll love that show. My wife tries not to tune into that one. But what is my fascination with comic books? It's fantasy. I'm not a big fiction reader other than comic books. I had Shelley Pickens in the other day for teenage fiction, and she's one of the best writers now in the U.S. But if I can escape just for a little while, and in my world, I had to escape as a child because I don't know what I'd have done if I did not have an outlet. But it gives me an opportunity to take my life. It's no different than fantasizing about being about the beach or being on a vacation or that dream trip. Mine was, I got to be this character for the length of the pages. And when I go see the movies, same thing. I realize it's a movie. Now, a lot of people at Comic-Con don't. I've got friends that have had to go sit through that, and wow, these people think they're really who they say they are. And I'm guilty. If I saw William Shatner right now, I'd probably want him to go, oh my God, Captain Kirk! Okay, that's so uncool. That is so uncool, and I know it. But still, I still do it because it's the reaction I have as a kid. It's the reaction of the guy within the structure of the comic book. And if you don't like comic books, man, you just don't get us people to do. And give us a chance. So you want to start reading comic books and you want to start listening to Rush. Okay, so if you walk around going, Neil Peart! And then you talk about Green Lantern, you're all in with me and my fan base. But if you're not, give us a chance. We're not that bad. All right, thank you so much, Stephen. Let me get to Vanessa Cumming, Georgia. Why do I keep dating the wrong guys? Wow. Next, you're going to tell me there aren't any good men left. I know. Why not you choose to? You choose to. Here's why people date the wrong person. They don't know who they are. You can't date the right person if you don't have any idea who you are, because Mr. Right or Mrs. Right can't come along to your right. Who are you? Why did God create you? What's your purpose, plan, and direction? What do you want out of life? Where do you want to be? What's your ideal job? What's your ideal place to live? What's your ideal scenario for a family? Dog fence, kids, no dog fence for kids? Is it a convertible on the beach, or is it a life in the mountains? What part of the world is it in? What do you want to do with it? Yeah, I can keep going with this whole scenario. I must answer this question 2 to 3 times a day when I'm out in public. Because people come up and go, hey, you're that dude. I'm that dude. Can I ask you a question? That's always the next thing. And it's normally about dating. Why not keep dating the wrong person? You didn't make out a list. Make out a list. When you go look for a job, you're really picky because this is the job I want, this is the salary or income I need, and this is the position that I'm qualified for. It's just like dating. This is who I am. This is who God made me to be. This is the skill set God gave me, and this is my purpose. I am rock solid on who I am as a person and my purpose. All right, now when I'm dating someone, I've got to take my resume over here and combine it with their resume, and we've got to make one. That's why you don't date the right people. If you don't know who you are, you're always going to be attracted to Mr. Right, or Mrs. Wrong and Mr. Wrong. So you date the wrong guys because you don't have much of self-esteem. You don't put yourself where you belong, where God says. Always remember, say what God says about you, not what the world and you say about you, because you're wrong. He's right. You were born for success and programmed to fail. Make out a list. I tell you what, even if you don't follow any other stuff, make out a list of the exact characteristics and things you want out of a boyfriend. And it's no different than a job. When you come in for a job, they got a checklist. All right, let's go through the checklist. Let's see what they have. This is a job interview. You go out on the job interview, you got your list, don't put it out on the table unless it's on a napkin and they can't see it. And you check it off. And if they don't have what you've got on that list, next. I ain't dating you, man. You're not what I wanted, because whoever you date is who you end up married to. Okay, remember that? So you can give them a first date, but that's a job interview, and that's a placeholder. All right, as we wind this segment up, thank you so much for your questions. I'll come back to them. I've got Thomas Baylor coming up. Remember, if you want to know how we, the world, and every other star on the planet got to where they are, and you want to hear an inspirational story that is absolutely unbelievable about how you can maximize your talent that God gave you and live one of the most wonderful lives in the world. Thomas Baylor is my guest coming up. He's going to do that. ThomasBaylor.com is his website. If you want to get in touch with me, it is ScottFerrell.com. Sit tight. You don't want to miss this interview. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ella J.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ella J.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium 1-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Days ahead.
Auditory issues, we'll get those fixed. Tell you what though, we got mailbag. While we're trying to get Tommy on the phone, hey, it happens. It's just part of the business. You get bored. It's kind of like a Friday night at a restaurant. If you don't break something, you're not at work. So let me go ahead and get back to the mailbag because there were several questions I didn't get to. All right, we got Vanessa, Cumming, Georgia. Let me see. Let me read. Oh, I'm about to get married, but I'm unsure of whether I should do it. Wow. All right. Another question I get quite often. I'm not sure. I got this feeling, I got this thing, I got this whatever looming over my head that makes me very unsure of what I'm getting ready to get into. I understand. I had a little butterfly here and there. My first marriage, I was rock solid. The other one, I was older. Yeah, I was older, and I was taking on more responsibility. So there's more to think about. But here's the thing. Is it the one God picked for you? This alleviates a lot of the pressure. If it's not the one God picked for you, walk away. Walk away. It's that simple. You don't want to enter into something because you got a lot of money laid out. Mom and dad have already paid for everything. You've spent X amount of years and you feel like you've earned this. Wipe all that away. It's like the previous question, why do I keep dating Mr. Wrong? Well, don't marry Mr. Wrong if you feel this way. But let's think about it. Everybody gets nervous about something. I was a coach. If I wasn't nervous before a game, we had real big issues, and I don't need to be coaching anymore if that's the case. But sit down and figure it out logically. Is this the person that God's picked for me? Do they match my purpose, plan, direction for the rest of my life? Does what they do match this? Does their belief system match mine? There's this philosophy about kids, about money. Or do they have mounds of debt? Am I willing to take that on? Do they have kids that I'm willing to take on and make part of my life? There's a lot of questions that we don't ask. I'm ordained. Now, I don't preach from a pulpit. I'm more of an evangelist where I'll go out and speak. But I've never done a wedding. I really put that off in a lot of ways. But if you're gonna get married, I know you've probably sat down with your pastor or your rabbi, and you've talked this through. But have you really talked it through? A lot of times we do superficial. We talk about fighting. We talk about who's financing what, who's got a job, but we don't really get into the heart of the matter and the meat of the matter, and it's that feeling. And a lot of times I'll ask couples, "What's up? What are you really feeling? What is it you really want? Can you really see yourself?" Let's slide the emotion out of the way. And I always tell couples too, stop having sex. Sex is like winning. It covers a lot of sins. Ask anybody in the SEC. As long as the coach is winning, they can break every rule under the sun. If they win a national championship, hallelujah, he's our guy. As soon as he starts losing, I can't believe this guy was running that program that way. Same thing with sex and relationship. If you're having sex, it's covering a multitude of sins or stuff you don't like because you've got an emotional, biological bond. Cut it out. Now let's see. I always tell people, subtract sex from the equation, would you still be with this person? I don't care if they got mad skills in one part of their life and they're a wreck over here. It ain't going to work. Butterflies don't mean wrong person. Butterfly mean just evaluate. Now, you could probably gotten this advice from your best friend. Look at your best friends. A lot of times your best friends make the person the good call. Now, but look at my in-laws. My in-laws can't stand me. Hey, I still think I'm a pretty good guy and a pretty good guy to be married to. How could you not love this? But if you got any questions other than this one, go to info@scottferrell.com or scottferrell.com, and I'll help you out with that. Get this question a lot. Now, keep in mind, while I'm doing these segments, this is for funsies. Why? I'm not a certified counselor. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a PhD. I'm not an attorney, nor am I a medical doctor. However, I do have a degree in behavior. I was academia over 25 years. And I've been doing this for a long, long, long time. I've written more behavior plans than I could possibly ever imagine. It's into the thousands. So I think I got a pretty good grasp on this, and I'm married, on top of being ordained. I know what it takes to have a happy marriage. So purpose, plan, direction. Who did God give you? Is this the one for you? And then if you still can't figure it out, ask God and ask your friends. And then evaluate apart from emotion and apart from sex. If you can do that, chances are it's going to work out. All right, let me get to the next question. Jerry, Kennesaw, Georgia. Both spouses work. All right, I get the both spouses work. I don't always read the whole question because I have dyslexia and I kind of have to pick and choose what I read out of these. Here's the gist of Jerry's question. They both work. How do you divide up the chores? Good question. Again, it's one of those trivial things that we like to fight about. The remote, where to eat, chores. I do it all, you don't do anything. Oh my gosh, you've been home. Can you not see the bathrooms dirty? Can you not see the dishes? Can you not see the trash overflowing on the trash can? I walk by it every day, can't you? All right, can you not see the dog hair on the floor? I can't tell you how many times these things happen. So how do you fix it? Let's look at your schedules. Let's just do this as if we weren't married and I got 2 kids and I'm dividing up chores. All right, what do you hate doing? All right, write that down. So you sit down, again, man, these tables come in handy. You sit down with a pad and paper and go, all right, let's do this from in order. All right, I work from, you work from. All right, you both got 9 to 5 jobs. Let's make this easy. 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 7, whatever it is. All right, let's take dinner first. Who gets home first? That's how we did it. Whoever got home first started dinner. Because chances are, long day, you've been in traffic, you got all the stress, you're going to be hungry when you get home. So first one home handled that. Okay, that's one thing. Send a text, hey, I'm going to be running a little late. All right, you start. Easy. So that's done. Whoever does the cooking normally doesn't do the cleaning, okay? Or if you like doing that, if you're meticulous, knock it out. So let's look at bathroom, vacuuming, dusting, laundry. Those are normally the biggies. Who likes doing it? I don't really like doing laundry, but I'll do the vacuuming and I'll do this and I'll do that. So that could happen. Or if you're part-time and your spouse is full-time, all right, the part-time person's going to have to pick up more of the slack. Just sheer numbers. All right, so if they're working 40 hours a week and you're working 20, it only makes sense that you pick up the slack. Again, this is not about the fight and all. It's, all right, just from a common sense time schedule. Who can get this done the fastest? Who does the better job of it? And what are the chores that you just can't stand? All right, so take one from your side and one from her side and go, all right, I'll do that one if you'll do this one. That's done. This is not a good enough reason to fight, but so many people do. It's right up there with squeezing the tube of toothpaste from the wrong end. I have seen that start World War III. And now you're trying to stab each other to death with your toothbrushes. Or you end up getting a thing of toothpaste right on the old the face here. That hurts too, because it can leave a mark right about here. Chores aren't worth fighting over. Just make a list. What would you do if you were at work? It's pretty easy, isn't it? We all have job descriptions. We know what we've got to do at what time we've got to do it. It's that simple. Why don't we do that at home? Oh, there's emotion involved. You're not exactly attracted nor emotionally invested in Bill and the cubicle beside you. So you've divided up your responsibilities at work, and you understand you get a check for what you do at work. You get one here too. You're putting it in a love bank account, guys. And every single time you do something sweet for your spouse, or you sit down and work something out, you've able to put some love in that old bank account over there. But it's up to you. If you want to fight and argue about this, have at it. I have people call me, he didn't vacuum today. Seriously, are you calling me for this? He blew up the house. That's one thing, but he didn't vacuum today is not a good reason to call me. Make out a schedule and grow up. Okay, let's all be adults here and just say, hey, I love you. I love you, and I want to do this for you. It's that simple. Because a lot of this sometimes is rooted in you haven't surrendered who you are to love another. Again, there is no unconditional love if you're a human. We always want something in return, but that's fine. What do we want? We want to be loved. We want to feel confirmed. We want to feel valuable. We want to have a value to another person. God can love us unconditionally. We can't. But we can do the best at what we do by showing our spouse. I tell people, if you want a happy marriage and you want this to stop, get up every single day and make it your goal to outlove your spouse. Outlove them. How can I make my spouse's day better? How can I make my spouse's life better? How can I make them feel more valued, more beautiful, more special, bigger? Turn them into a rock star. If you get up with that focus, the chores kind of lose their battle, because if it's equal, okay, they got up today and they said, how can I outlove my spouse? How can I outshow my value to my spouse? This goes away. I don't mean to trivialize this, but again, it's one of those things that drives couples crazy. Almost every couple argues about it. And it's just something that's got to get handled. Jerry, thank you so much. Kennesaw, Georgia, for that. Still trying to get Tommy on the line. That's okay. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. I got plenty of questions. I am Scott Ferrell. If you want to get in on it, it's questions at scottferrell.com, 706-889-9700. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, show. Thank you so much for being part of my day. Thank you for joining me. Still having a little problem with the audio. We will get this fixed. In the event that this all falls apart and the world comes down and Chicken Little has a reason to scream the sky is falling, we'll just arrange it for another day. Until then, we got plenty to talk about. All right, I got a poll going here. It's questions@scottferrell.com. What should we do to the new guy? All right, what should we do to him? No, we don't hurt people. We're just having fun around here at the production studio. We got a new guy. We want to make him part of the team, but you got to earn it. Should we make him wear comic book shirts all the time? Should we make him go out and wash our cars? What should we do? What do y'all do in your office? Drop us a line, 706-889-9700. We call him LJ. We'll give you his name later, but we got to make sure this kid's ready for prime time with me and BKP. Just can't have anybody in here. So what's our initiation? What do y'all initiate? What do you do for your family? In my family, it was Monopoly. You had to win a Monopoly game to really be part of the family. I was a high school basketball coach for years. What did we do with those kids? We had to earn that varsity jersey. You had to carry the balls. You had to carry the luggage. You had to sing. It's always fun to do that at camp because a lot of NFL teams do that. It's part of being a team. And I tell you what, some of the best entertainment I've ever had is from freshmen singing. Because you sit and go, wow. I told one kid one time, he said, you shouldn't be playing ball. You should be on stage somewhere because you actually have talent. It's funny because it was always something about building stuff. The kids got to love each other for it. And if you watch all the Hard Knock shows or NFL shows, those guys end up loving each other, and they never forget those experiences. And I was watching the Houston one, and this guy was amazing. The guy should be a stand-up comic. And the owner even walked over and goes, man, you may have missed your calling. And so it really does build structure. We don't do anything that doesn't build structure and fun. So it's a lot of fun. Also, we do remotes on Fridays. Come out and see us. We like a crowd. We like people in the background going, oh yeah, Newport, I love comic books, whatever it is. I like to do remote questions too. So if you'll come out and see me, if you see me, I'll be in the square in, Lonnie, where are we going to be this week? Blue Ridge, Georgia. So Shops at Sycamore this week. We're going to be there from 8 to 12. It's going to be Brian's show first, 8 to 10, and then me from 10 to 12. Come out and talk to us. Come out and meet us. We like to meet people. I'm going to start taking a mic with me. I'm going to go around and do some man on the street stuff. But it's got to have questions that associate with family. But we want you to be part of our show. Okay, cool? All right, if you have any questions, info@scottferrell.com. scottferrell.com is where you go if you really need stuff. And if you got a question for us, it's questions@scottferrell.com. So the question is, what do we need to do to the new guy to make him part of the team and part of our family here at the production studio? Now I want to get to a matter. It's not really a question, but it's a matter. Every day before I come on, I scan Facebook. Why? Well, it's what's going on in people's lives. I'm amazed at what people put on Facebook because it's nude pictures, who they just broke up with, who's cheating with their spouse, how bad they hate their job. That's probably not stuff you want everybody to know. But this is, and it's got something to do with the political realm and belief systems. How is it that we can have political parties? We have Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, Green Party, Republican. But we have people that all say they believe in God. But it seems to not be the same God. And I'm not talking about Allah, and I'm just talking about God now. So we got Democrats and Republicans. Let's make it easy. I'll just handle those two. Because it's got nothing to do with my question. If we say we believe in the same God, why don't we have completely different values? It always confused me as a kid. And one of the reasons why I was an atheist. This political party says this one says this, but on Sunday they both say the same thing. But the actions don't go with the words. Which leads me to something else that sparked here. And someone asked me earlier this week, how do you trust a politician? How do you know if this politician's really going to do what they say? Very fair question. Let me go back to dating again. I can seem to relate anything to dating or comic books. How do you know if your boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, let's go spouse, is going to do what they say they're going to do? History. Just like a mutual fund commercial, they always say, this is based on what? The past, not the future. None of us have a crystal ball and we go, hey man, I know exactly what's going to happen on that day. How do you know a politician's good for what they say? And it takes me back to the last question that I talked to a politician about a year ago. They had a joke. How do you know a politician's lying? Their mouth is moving. Everybody's heard it. But if everybody's heard it, wow, there's a lot of truth in that. Promise, 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 promise. You can keep your health care. Nobody's going to do it. We know the song and dance. Action. How do you know if your boyfriend or girlfriend's going to do what they say? Action. Has everything they've done up to this point lended itself to the fact that you can trust them and believe them? And as we go into a political season, I'm a libertarian independent, so to speak. I'm not a member of Republican or Democrat. And I do everything based on facts, not on feelings. Yes, my morality and my value system, my belief in God do play a part in that. And then I look at economic structure. And I slide feeling out of the way. It's just like he said, she said, and now we got Trump and Hillary. I don't listen to all that. I tune out what media says, because normally if the media's for it, I'm got to be against it because they're lying. And I sit down and go, What can I believe? Okay? They both say they believe in God. Do they? Actions always speak louder than words. If someone you date continuously lets you down, I'll do it next week, I'll do it tomorrow. I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it. And now you turn into a nag. Can you really trust what they have to say? All right, now let's look at politics. If the facts, I said the facts, not conjecture, not what people say, not what people believe, not how people feel. If the facts back up that you can't trust them, then don't trust them. I'll throw out Hillary. The facts are she let 4 people die. Those are the facts. It's not how you feel about it. The facts are she lied, it looks like under oath. Okay? That's the fact. The facts are somehow, I don't know how, they run a nonprofit that's brought in $250 million, or if you, whatever it is, 100 to 250, while she was part of the State Department, Secretary of State. That's extremely disturbing to me. Where'd the money come from? Why are our public officials getting rich on us? Okay, that's separate from my emotion. Separate. It's not how I feel. I have to look at the facts, just like owning a business. What are the facts? What can I prove to my investors? What are they going to like before they give me the money? And can I prove a way to pay them back? Same thing in politics. What does the last 10-year history, 20-year history of this individual tell me? Can I believe their word? Are they good for their word? And are there big flashing lights that say don't believe them? Like dating. If you go out with a guy whose nickname is Hound Dog, okay? His college nickname from his fraternity was Hound Dog. Can you trust this guy? The guy's nickname is Hound Dog. No. All right, let's look at political candidates. Do they lie? A lot of politicians lie. Not all, not every, but a lot do. There's a lot of good people on both sides of the fence. But right now, we only have to evaluate the 2 running for president. So I was, again, while I was confused as an atheist, and I'm looking at Facebook right now, and their question was the spirituality of candidates, and how can you have, they both say they believe in God, but wow, when you knock it down to its small level, is it the same? To hear him speak on a platform, wow, it's the same God. Kind of like Sunday morning. You can go to one church, to one church, to one church, to one church, and it doesn't seem like the same God. Everybody's got their version of. It's like having a version of the truth. So, how do you believe a political candidate? You sit down, evaluate the facts, away from the media. The media lies. Every single thing the media puts out, whether it's Fox or CNN, is an agenda. Agendas don't tell the truth. It's all commentary. There aren't any facts left. The only facts come from a scoreboard, I think. But now that we're in the political season, as you date and as you believe, and as people say they believe in God, what do they really believe in? And can you prove that? Only go with what you can prove and what the facts are. Aside from the facts, I ain't going with anything. I'm a fat guy. If you got any questions, questions at scottferrell.com, or you can send us a text, 706-889-9700. Still having audio problems, don't worry about it. If it doesn't happen today, we will get to it. We got plenty of stuff to talk about here, just between me and between you. Okay? I'm Scott Ferrell, and I will be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Ron Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart.
El Rey and J.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and J.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East J. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for being part of my day. Still having audio problems. Don't worry. If Tommy can't come on today, we'll get him back on. Just relax. All right. I got a question. Got a text in from a guy named Jesse. Jesse's got a very good question. Being tis the season for politics. And what is it when your dad sits you down? Maybe your dad didn't sit you down. Mine did. He gives you a list of things not to talk about when you go over to somebody's house. You go on a first date. What do you normally not talk to Pop about while you're waiting on his daughter to come in? Because normally she's never ready, even though he sequestered her to her room and said, you wait 10 minutes while I interview this guy. All right, you're not ready yet, so you go back to your room. Sounds like a move I'd do, but it'd be like never. And he sits down, son, what do you want to do the rest of your life? Well, the guy's really thinking, I just want to get out of here, and I think your daughter's so hot and attractive. You know what I want to do, but we're going through the song and dance. What's your political aspirations? Who do you believe in politics? What do you think of the president? I went through all these conversations. And my dad had taught me well. Keep it very vague and don't commit to anything. And you wait till he talks about something and you side with him. So whoever he voted for, you voted for too. Or you would have voted for had you not been a kid. And so whatever he likes, you like. And then you scan the room and hope to God you got something on the wall you can talk about. Same thing here. Question was from Jesse was, should I talk about politics with my girlfriend, her family? Let's say you're married. I'm going to throw some extra in here, old Jesse, in the family. So what do you do politically? Man, it goes back to the other thing. Is it difficult to date someone who doesn't believe the same thing you do politically? Yeah, it is, because it will always cause fights. I did say always that time because it does. And there's political people. James Carville's married to a Republican. They love each other. They don't talk about politics at home. And even though James is a liberal, I think he's one of the best sports guys I've ever heard. He does have a sports show. He's down in Louisiana. It's absolutely wonderful. So let's say it's Christmas, and I know a guy who did this. You go over to the family house. You go over to your in-laws' house for Christmas. politics come up. You got your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, her mom and dad, your mom and dad, and then this is what happened to one of my buddies. He's on the right, this dude's on the left. It got really heated really fast. So what's my buddy do? He pops him right in the face, knocks him out. All right, he won the argument, now everybody's mad at him. So what do? Do you bring this up? Sure you do. But always operate in facts, not how I feel. Some of my best friends are as liberal as liberal can be. Guess what? We talk about politics, but what do we normally talk about? Kids, sports. I don't care if you're liberal or as far to the right as it is. If you live in the state of Georgia and you went to Georgia, you're a Georgia fan first. So all you talk about is Bulldogs. Bulldog football is all that matters. You get people from different universities, but when you take politics out of the equation, they're still who they are. So can you talk about politics yet? Just don't talk about what the media says. The media lies. And if they don't want to date you over that, move on. I couldn't date someone who was as left could be. I knew that. I'm a libertarian. I'm about keeping what you make, less government the better, and my rights as a human being. And I believe in God. All right, you throw that in, a little Jesus on the side here and some Holy Spirit, and you've got who I am as a person. So when you go into a political discussion with me, I'm only going to operate on facts. Feelings don't matter to me. How you feel about the situation, I could care less. I'm going to ask you, all right, if you voted for him, why? I do it very non-emotionally. Why did you vote for this person? And then I'll ask, this is what you say you believe, but this candidate doesn't match up with what you said you believed. So who's lying? And I've asked so many people this. You say you believe in God, you believe in life, you believe in this, you believe in this, you believe in this, but you just voted for this. So you're a liar. Can't say that about me. Who am I going to vote for? The guy who best fits my moral code and the one who keeps his hand out of my pocket and believes in the smallest government. That's who I'm always going to vote for. Because you got to have skin in the game in life and in a relationship in politics. So, do you bring it up in families? Yes. But you do it in a manner to where you don't start this, and you don't start you, and you don't start sentences with you, and you don't start name calling. As soon as you start the name calling, you lost. You're an idiot. Okay, as soon as somebody calls you, you're stupid. As soon as this happens, you won. Or whoever it is won. It's just like on the shows, on the political shows. When they start the personal attacks, that means they don't have any facts any longer. Facts will always trump emotion. Facts always trump anything. Always stays with the facts. That's why I like Dragnet back in the 50s, 60s. Just the facts, man. Just the facts. Just stay on point. It's just like the whole plagiarism thing. Let's say, while I'm on it, I didn't want to talk about politics, but it's a good question. We all plagiarize in the political realm. All plagiarize to some extent. Just like writing music. But you got to give them credit. Barack did it, Michelle did it, Hillary did it, Vice President Joe Biden did it. I got it right here in front of me. It's only an issue because Trump's wife did it. It wouldn't be an issue if she was on the left. It would be, oh my gosh, yes, she borrowed those lines from the speech, but she made them sound better. She made it more inspirational. We can really believe what she says when we couldn't believe that person. That doesn't have anything to do with facts. No. It's everything to do with opinion. So let's say you get home tonight and you go, honey, we've got to talk about politics. Okay, in some households, you're going to get a beat down. All right, so let's say that you say one thing, she says another, she pops you in the face. Maybe you shouldn't date anymore. And the question was originally, should I talk about politics with my girlfriend? Yes, here's why. If you have any idea of what the rest of your life is like, let's say you're 30. All right, chances are, actuary firms can say you're going to die at 79. Right now, that is what's listed on life insurance for us. You got 49 more years with this person. This could be a divider. Hey, man, people get divorced for less. Ask Kim Kardashian. But you got 49 years with this person. What are you going to talk about? The kids are gone. What do you want to talk about? Well, I don't know. When I'm going down to Denny's for dinner tonight, it's 4. We can get the early bird special and the senior citizen discount if we go early. We can probably eat for $3. Hey, man, it rained today. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain. It's cloudy. That's not what you want to talk about. You're doing everything you can Yeah, I was going to talk about politics, but I'm going to look over here away so I don't have to talk about it right now. That's not what marriage is. So if you're having problems now, let's straighten those out. So do we believe in the same God? Politically too, because this can cause huge problems, especially as kids come. Because now you got one parent here and one parent here, and they're completely opposite, and they're both tearing at the kids. What happens if both mom and dad are on the same page? You come from a home like I did. You end up being a juvenile delinquent, a drug addict, being hooked on every single thing you can imagine and trying to kill yourself. That's where you end up if mom and dad aren't on the same page. Now, how did I get all the life secrets into one thing? Dude asked me about political stance. Why is that so big? Because right now we're in a civil war, so to speak. It's not north and south. It's right and left. And we are tearing our country apart. And how did we get to where we are now? One family at a time. We were able, whoever it is, and this is the communist playbook, we've been able to destroy one family at a time. Well, how do you destroy a country? One family at a time. How does it normally start? A different belief system within a home. You got 4 people, you got mom and dad on 2 different sides of the fence. Now you got 2 kids that are being pulled either direction. A lot of times they go inward and they don't know what to believe. And if you've got a bunch of kids, millennials, running around right now not knowing what to believe, they don't understand what right and wrong is because we don't have a clear definition anymore. They don't understand that there is a God who created us because we don't have a clear definition anymore. I mean, my God, in the state of North Carolina, my home state, which I love, and I'm from Charlotte, they can't even decide which bathroom they're in. I mean, seriously? You're just standing up or you're not. I mean, come on, it's biological. Again, fact, not feeling. Where do you shake down on the facts? Now, when we get into an argument, the fact is you're an idiot. Will not work. That's not a fact. It's more of an opinion. Now, all the actions you've done in the last week could point out that you're an idiot, maybe a moron, but it's not going to work in a debate. Here's the facts. That's why I liked math so much. There's an answer. It's like the laws of physics. If I run out right now and jump off the top of the building, what's going to happen? Yes, I know there's a minute chance that I'll go up instead of down. But let's just, for funsies, I'm coming down. It's just a matter of 9.8 meters per second on how I get there. So I'm coming back down. So let's stay with the facts. Anytime we want to talk about politics, let's stay with the facts. Can different political parties date and marry? Yes. Just not suggested. I've seen so many problems come with this. Now, yes, I have liberal friends. I love them. Love them. They're some of my best friends. And my best friend from college is liberal. I love her. I love her as much as anything in this whole world. We just don't agree politically. But we ain't married. And I ain't got to go over to her family and talk about politics. I got to go over to my in-laws who believe the same thing I do, even though they don't like me. We're all clear on the fact that they don't like me. Outside of that, politics are good. All right, if you want to get in on this, tell you what, if you've married someone or dating someone that is a different political affiliation from you, let us know. Questions at scottferrell.com or send us a text, 706-889-9700. It's always amazing to hear the stories behind this. Because like I was talking about earlier about chores and how we divide those up, a lot of times those chore arguments turn into political debates. And so you hop topics. Well, I've been pissed off about this for 6 months. And now because you didn't vacuum the carpet, we're talking about Hillary Clinton. and I don't like the way your father smells, and I'm tired of you leaving your freaking socks in the floor. Stop. Only operating facts, and you don't have those jumpy conversations. Apparently, we're still having problems with the audio. That's cool. We got more questions from the mailbag to hit when we get back. Again, if you want a question answered by me on the air, it's questions at scottferrell.com. If you need coaching from myself or my company, it's scottferrell.com. Stay tight. We got more coming up. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
All right, keep it flowing. Hey, it's great to have you back. Last segment, we're going to have to schedule Thomas Baylor another time. I do want you to go by his website, thomasbaylor.com. Let me spell that, B-A-H-L-E-R. Man, you don't always want me spelling. I have dyslexia, so sometimes I'm going to reverse that for you. Okay, we still got stuff flooding in on the fact that what do we got to do to this new guy, the Proby, that's on our production team now. He's part of the team, but we got to make him earn his jersey. We got to figure out what we got to do to this guy. It's in love, of course, but we got to have something fun. Does he need to go on the remote and sing? That's what, hey, tell you what, it'll be like Ferris Bueller, Donk O'Shea. We'll put him out in the middle with a mic, and you guys come by and listen to him sing to you. Or you guys yell out request, and then he's got to sing that back to you. I'm telling you, keep that coming in. Questions at scottferrell.com or send us a text, 706-889-9700. How do we make the new guy feel like he's part of the family? We got to. Also, we're going to be live remote in Blue Ridge, Georgia on Friday, 8 to 12. Come out. Let us know what you got on your mind. Throw us out some questions. I love answering questions like that on the air. Just come up. Hey, give me a little wave. It's also great if you like comic books and Rush. So big deal with me. And if you like Star Trek, go ahead and wear your outfit. I'll be fine with it. My wife will not let me wear mine on the air. So understand that. Maybe Halloween, I'll get a shot at that. All right, a question came in. And this is a question that I have answered numerous times, especially back when I was a high school teacher and coach. What do you do? What do you do? And this has happened to a lot of millennials now. You got the piece of paper. You spent X amount of dollars, 20, 40, 60, 80, $100,000 on that piece of paper and that degree. And you get out and go, Wow. There ain't no jobs. And let me guess, let me back this up. Let me guess, nobody told you that there weren't any jobs. It's kind of like education now. I've tried to tell education majors, the jobs are going down. People are staying longer, and the school systems aren't hiring as many, and some have hiring freezes on right now. Well, you take the other jobs, unfortunately. I remember back when I was getting out of high school in the early 80s, same problem. Late 70s, early 80s, Reagan was just getting a chance to turn the economy around. There weren't any jobs. There weren't any jobs. I couldn't even get a labor job. I ended up getting a paving job. It's 120 degrees out there doing paving. If you've ever done that job, it definitely inspired me to go back to college. Rubber roofing, another 120, 30 degree job. It was all that was there for me. Same thing now. You've got your piece of paper. What do you do? All right? I'm going to give you some things. Don't major in something you can't get a job in. Okay, that's out. And you ask the experts before you go to school. But now you got it. Let's say you got a radio. We're here. We're doing TV. Sometimes you have to go intern for free. What do you want to do with that degree? Is it radio? Is it internet radio and TV? Is it TV? Is it movies? Is it documentaries? Where do you want to live? Who do you want to follow? Who's your mentor? What's the company you want to work for? Sometimes you have to go work on those things for free, get your foot in the door, and then you work your way in. Once you're in, because I always want something extremely talented. I want somebody on the other side that knows exactly what they're doing. And if you know exactly what you're doing, we're going to keep you. We're not going to get rid of you. The problem is traditional radio, the way it used to be, is not what it used to be back in the heydays. Radio was so much fun. It really was like WKRP, and we had friends that worked up there. And my former agent was part of that. Now my current agent's going to be by to talk tomorrow about Hollywood and what's going on in the TV and radio world. But you have to change. Look at internet TV. It's on the rise. Why? People want the information they want, when they want it, at the time span they want it, and they want it now. We still have to have people on the other side of the camera to do it. So my suggestion is, you got the paper. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to live? Who do you want to be with? What is that genre that you want to be part of? And then go start knocking doors. I want to be part of this. What do I have to do to be this? Just like when I started coaching basketball. I would just go up to big name coaches and go, I want to learn. What do I have to do? What's the price I have to pay to be part of whatever it is you were? And I went to Charlotte Hornets. Coach Silas was there. Still one of the coolest guys I ever met. Scott, just come back. I'll be glad to X and O with you, whatever it is. Your high school kids end up playing for us one day. And the great thing was that pro coaches and college coaches understood that they had to come to us to recruit kids. So it always went up. And the more we could teach our kids about their systems, the more it benefited the kid and their team. Same thing here. If a kid comes up to me and wants to be in front of the camera or in front of the mic, yeah, I'll help. Well, what do you want? I got a Rolodex full of people I'll be glad to introduce you to, but you got to prove to me that you're worth it. Because a lot of kids will come up to me and say, I want to do X. Okay. What's the price you're willing to pay? That's what I liked about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was now the #1 receiver in the history of the NFL. He was willing to pay the price in the offseason to be the best on the field during the season. What are you willing to do to get the job you want? Sometimes you got to work for free. Sometimes you don't eat. Sometimes you have to stay up 24 hours. I stayed up 48 one time. Sometimes you have to do a lot of stuff you don't want to do. It's this easy. I know a friend of mine told a kid, a millennial, to go back and clean the bathrooms at his restaurant. I ain't doing that, then you're fired. Again, are you willing to do what it takes to get what you want? Nothing's free. You have to give to receive. Whether it's time, talent, labor, sweat, blood, whatever it is, you have to give first to receive. You can't ever receive something before you give it. Look at your degree. You had to give all those hours of study and time to receive that piece of paper. I know. I worked 2 full-time jobs, took a full-time load for 4 straight years, and coached basketball while I was earning my degree. In my last semesters, I took 21 and 21 on top of a full-time job. I just wanted out. I just wanted that piece of paper. I wanted to finish, and I was willing to do whatever it took to do it. And when I started coaching, every weekend, late nights, no pay. Roy Williams, the coach at the University of North Carolina now, who's got several rings on his finger, and I've personally got to sit down and talk to, paid the price. He was making nothing when he went on Dean Smith's staff back in the 70s. I think it was worth it. So let me ask you, you got the paper. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to work 3 other jobs so you can pursue your dream? Just like myself, a lot of my buddies put themselves through med school and law school. Friends of mine went to law school at night, worked a full-time job, had 2 kids in diapers. Are you willing to pay the price to get what you want? A lot of people did not tell you what you were getting ready to get into before you got your degree. Make sure, if you don't have that piece of paper, if you haven't started, if you're a high school kid, please listen to me. Make sure there's something at the other side of that degree. Go to Chapel Hill right now, one of my favorite cities to hang out in. Chances are a PhD will be waiting on you. Philosophy, anthropology, not busting on those degrees. Anthropology, I got a good friend that travels all over the world. Make sure it will pay. Yeah, it's great you pursued your passion, but make sure it fits in these 3 categories. Did you solve a problem? Are you the best at solving that problem? And are you irreplaceable? That's it. You've got to be able to answer those questions. If they don't fit, and you ain't solving a problem, and you're not the best at what you do, and you're not irreplaceable, do something else. The great thing about this business is it's a personality-driven business. If you know your facts, if you're good at relaying the communicating the message to people, and they are willing to receive it, and you're solving problems and believe it, in between it, then you got something. So kids, if you've got a broadcast degree, if you've got a technology degree on the other side of that camera, take heart. What do you want to do with it? There's plenty of us in the business, famous, not famous, wherever it is, that want to help, that want to mentor, that want you to be successful. Because we're not going to be around anymore. Baby boomers we're getting older. We need that next crop of kids who have all the technology background to help us. But you got to be willing to pay the price to do it. Are you? Only you can answer that question. It's yes or no. If you want to be part of this, it's questions at scottferrell.com or send us a text, 706-889-9700. I hope that helped. A lot of times we don't have a frank conversation with someone. We're so built up as far as what we feel and what I want to do. We don't look at the facts of, holy crap, can I pay back my loan and can I feed my family on this? Again, I love comic books, but nobody wants to watch me read them. Nobody's going to go to Comic-Con with me and let me charge them. So that's always just going to be a passion of mine. What do I do for a living? I help people solve problems. That's what I do. That makes me valuable. That makes me something I can contribute. All right, don't forget, we're going to be on location in Blue Ridge, Georgia on Friday, 8 to 12. We like for people to come by and hang out with us. Come by, see what we do. Be part of it. Give us some questions. Be part of what we do. It's exciting to meet new people. Exciting to be able to help someone. Exciting to be able to, you bring a question, you're able to get an answer and make your life better. That's what this show's all about. If you have any questions for me? Yes, I do have a coaching and consulting company, small business and family. Go by my website, SCOTFERRELL.com. Now keep the questions coming. Tomorrow's guest, Bruce Marin. Bruce is my agent. What's so cool about Bruce? His mother was Joan Crawford's agent. He was Johnny Carson and Michael Landon's agent. And he's represented every president of the United States since LBJ. So I think he's got some pretty good clout. He's got some very high-profile guests. Bruce is going to be a regular here. He's going to stop by and tell us what's going on in Hollywood and how you can become part of the scene in Hollywood. Don't forget, man, you got swag now. You know what swag is, so go out and represent. Until tomorrow, I am Scott Ferrell. Do yourself a favor and the people around you. Tell them how much you love them. Sky, love you, honey. Later.